describe that. That was just absolutely spectacular.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Donnelly, voice of the Charlotte Rush. We are in the coach's office here at the Extreme Ice Center of the Charlotte Rush on this video Wednesday. It is Wednesday, October the 23rd, and we're here to talk Charlotte Rush hockey, find out what happened this past weekend with the Rush premier team in Richmond, and also look ahead to a couple of games in Atlanta for the Rush team this coming weekend. We're going to cover it all, and let's bring in the head coach of the Charlotte Rush premier team. He's also the general manager and part owner of the Charlotte Rush, Ryan Crothers. And Ryan, is this a future recruit we have here with us? Who's this?
Yeah, after Sunday's game, we thought it was important to start looking into the future. So we got Blake on a visit here today, and hopefully he could play for the Rush soon.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, that's Ryan's very handsome young man son, 6-year-old Blake. Yeah, look at the camera, Blake. Oh, wow, there we go. Hey, last week, Ryan, you had whetted our appetite a little bit, said we might have a few player changes coming up, and we saw one in the lineup, and maybe there's more, but update us on the lineup changes.
Yeah, so obviously we added Matthew Headland, a huge part of our championship team last year, point-producing forward. Came back from Tier 2 hockey and came with a big game on Saturday, a hat trick, played really well. He had the right attitude. I thought he was by far the best player in the game from both sides of it, and we're going to need him to play that way if we want to be successful. Him and Tyler Barrow play extremely well together. We need those guys to be electric like they were last year. I thought they tailed off a little bit on Sunday, but it was good to have him back. I think we're about a week away from getting back Max Mulhall and Joe Palermo, another two huge pieces to our championship run last year. So when you talk about adding those three guys over the last 7 days, that's huge for our team. Experienced championship winners that I think will make us better down the line here, and I believe we'll add another 1 to 2 players before this weekend. So for us, it's important. I think a lot of guys, are learning that this culture and this day-to-day compete is for some guys, and it's not for everybody. But we hold ourselves to a different standard here day in and day out, and we're going to bring the right pieces in here to make sure we continue to do that. So excited to see what our team will look like and what team shows up on the weekend. Right now we're just way too inconsistent.
Well, I'll tell you what, since the season started, Tyler Barrow back, now Matthew Headland back. Ryan, can we expect Nick Isagari, maybe John Aureliano coming back here? Seems like a lot of our old guys are coming back, which is great.
Yeah, I don't expect to get anyone else. I mean, it's good for the team, but obviously we want to move guys on to the higher level, and we want them to be successful there. I think for both Barrow and Headland, with the type of role that they play, they just weren't getting that opportunity to play in a skilled top 6 role. And luckily enough for us, they enjoy their time here in Charlotte, and they like what we do here, and both of them wanted to be back here. So for us, it's important to move guys on to the next level, and if this is home for them when they need to develop, then we're happy about that. So I don't intend to get any other returners from last year's team back. I think this is where it ends as far as returners go. But looking forward to having Max Mulhall and Joe Palermo in the lineup, hopefully by the Eagles weekend.
And Tyler Barrow and Max Headland long-term here with the Rush?
You never know. I mean, I'm a coach that likes to move guys on. I know what it's like as a player to want to play at the highest level possible where you could be successful. So if the right opportunity comes along for those guys or anyone in our lineup, we're big believers in player progression. So by all means, we'll move them up if the player wants to go and it's the right situation.
Well, again, we're talking Charlotte Rush Premier Hockey with head coach Ryan Crothers. Big 11-2 win, as Ryan mentioned, on Saturday in Richmond. Matthew Headland, a 4-point game, including the hat trick. But, Ryan, things were a lot different on Sunday. Talk about that 4-3 shootout loss.
I thought we came out ready to play. I thought we dictated the pace and tempo of the game for most of the game. I just think we didn't execute. We didn't get second and third opportunities, and we had some chances on the power play we didn't capitalize on. Gave up another shorthanded goal. Just overall, I mean, it's tough. A team's going to respond when they lose 11-2, and you hope that your team comes with the same approach and attitude they had on Saturday. I thought Saturday was probably the best game of hockey I've seen out of a premier team in my 3 years of being here. I mean, everything we did on Saturday worked. The guys executed the game plan. The guys' effort, compete, focus was all there. On Sunday, I don't think we had all those attributes working at the same time. I think at some points we gave effort, but we weren't disciplined, or sometimes we didn't execute when we gave effort. Sometimes we didn't give effort at all, so the execution was down. It wasn't our brand of hockey, and we came out on the losing end of it. I thought we gave ourselves a chance to win. 2-goal lead in the third. You should never blow that. And then that comes down to the shootout. You score 2 or 3 goals, you expect to win, and that wasn't the case for us.
Well, again, the Rush will head now to Atlanta for a couple of games against the Atlanta Junior Knights. They were our opening weekend opponent to start this regular season, and, they're going to be gunning for us, too, as always. But what do you expect in that series this weekend in Atlanta, Ryan?
It's a very tough building to play in. So for us, this is game 13 and 14 of a road trip. So I know guys are getting anxious to play at home, and I know the road is wearing on us a little bit now. So I'm expecting a very competitive game. I think Atlanta has gotten a lot better from the last time we saw them. I know they're well coached, and I know we're going to have our hands full. So if we come out the way we played on Saturday, I don't think we should have any issues. If we come out the way we played Sunday, it's going to be a very long weekend for us. So hopefully the Charlotte Rush team that we know we have here shows up, and if not, Atlanta's a team that will knock us off, and we're going to come out of there on the losing end.
Ryan, how much attention do you pay to the standings right now? It's still early in the season. Do you look at them? Do you put a lot of stock in them? What's your view on the standings right now?
Well, they're important. Obviously, it's a gauge. I think if you look at our record at 10, 1, and 2, I mean, how can you really complain? But I just don't really like our game. I didn't like our game when we went through the first couple of weeks of the season. It's frustrating as a coach, especially when you see what your team could do on Saturday. We had a few colleges at the game on Saturday. They were very complimentary of our team and our style, and it's disappointing when you see what happens on Sunday. So for me, standings-wise, I mean, we're tied for first place. I mean, everything's all knotted up. Hampton is 2 points back of us, but they have 2 games in hand. So, it is where it is right now, and we just need to play our brand of hockey. Playoffs are hosted here in Charlotte this year. We want to make sure that we're playing our best hockey, and we already have the home ice advantage. So for us, it's finding ourselves, and the standings are just kind of an indicator of where we stand, against the rest of the league. So not too concerned if we're in first or second right now, but obviously we want to be at the top, and when you look and your name's not at the top, you have something to improve on. So we're looking to improve and get better and find our game.
I think 99% of the coaches out there would be very happy to be 10, 1, and 2. Ryan, good stuff. Thanks again for the thoughts and observations. Good success down in Atlanta, and of course we're going to talk to our fans a little bit about our home games coming up here soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So again, the Rush in Atlanta this weekend. You can watch the games on hockeytv.com. And of course, finally we're back home after almost a 2-month hiatus. Coming up on Saturday and Sunday, November 4th and 5th, we will take on the Carolina Eagles, our big in-state rivals. Come on out here to the Extreme Ice Center and certainly cheer the Rush on. We're going to have a festive atmosphere here for those 2 games. Hope that you will come on. And Blake Crothers, thanks so much for being with us on this interview. Great to have you on the camera too.
Thank you.
That's great.
No.
Okay, he studied hard in school today, though, I can tell you that. Thanks again to Ryan Crothers, head coach of the premier Charlotte Rush, and I'm Tim Donnelly, voice of the Charlotte Rush. Thank you so much for watching.